Here I have a lovely 15-inch MacBook Pro mid-2012 with the quad-core i7 and 8 gigabytes of RAM. And today we are going to try to get the latest macOS on it, that is macOS Sequoia, at the time of making this video. And yeah, I'm really curious to see if we can get it installed, if everything works, and how it runs. I have actually very good feelings about this, despite this machine being from 2012. This is still a really nice computer. First of all, this was the best version you could get, the best spec with the i7. Also, the RAM has been upgraded, and 15-inch screen is a nice bonus as well. Also, this one is in really nice condition. I mean, this looks like it has hardly been used. So yeah, I put in here an SSD of only 120 gigs, which is the only one I had at hand. But I really recommend you put in an SSD, guys. Before you do anything, put in an SSD. You're gonna thank me later. And to achieve this, of course, we're gonna use Open Core Legacy Patcher, the awesome project that for the past years has been the go-to source to get old Macs running the later Mac OS 10s. And yeah, you can actually see here they have all the versions you want. So you have Monterey, Ventura, Sonoma, and I think there are even the older ones in there, but those are the more recent ones. So I'll link you that below, and you're gonna need to download that, of course. And for that, you just go here to the Open Core Legacy Patcher releases. It goes here to the GitHub page, and then you download it here. This is the only one you'll need, the zip file with the application in it. And what you do then is, as I've already done, create a macOS installer, because that always takes a little while. And you can choose if you want to have Sequoia like me, or you want an older one like Monterey. You can choose and download it very easily with the patcher. I'll show you later, but first I have to continue my own here. For this MacBook, we now need to create the most important thing, the open core file stuff. So it says here install open core to disk, yes, and it will automatically compile here the needed kexts for your computer that you have. So you don't necessarily have to have this exact same MacBook. It will automatically choose the patches you'll need for yours. So we're gonna install that, and of course we're gonna need to put it on the external one. So just not gonna select that, the EFI partition, and yeah, I'm not gonna reboot now. Just gonna go that back here because I want to show you. So here, this is the main menu. I quickly wanted to show you. Here you can create the macOS installer, and you can download the installer, and it will easily get you a list of what you can download, because downloading macOS is such a pain. Like, there are no direct links. You always have to go through this stupid store and all that. So here you can just download it and be good with it. Let's just see what else they got here. As you see, you have even Big Sur on here still. Some beta versions. If you want like an exact one here, you can download 15.1. So as you see, so many possibilities. This here is our installer. So what we'll do now is reboot it, and yeah, hopefully it boots from the external USB. So we hold down the Alt key, the Option key, until it brings up the boot menu here. So here are two options. This one will not work. You will need to use the EFI boot, because that tricks the Sequoia installer into thinking it's on a supported machine. If you try that, it's just gonna do nothing. So we're gonna select the EFI boot, and once again, this is now a new bootloader. And now we have to select here the Sequoia once again. And now we wait. This is the boot screen already of Sequoia, so let's hope it works, right? So that went surprisingly quick. Just gonna switch it to English for you guys here. All right, so here we are. It booted up. It looks just like any Mac recovery, as you see. So now we need to format the internal disk. So we're gonna go to disk utility. This is my internal 120 gigabyte SSD, and we're gonna erase it. And bye-bye Catalina. Done. And now we go back here, install macOS Sequoia, and now continue and hope that it works, because if it doesn't, I just erased the operating system that still worked, and yeah, I'll have to install that again. But let's not think about that, right? As you see, this is pretty darn easy. So here, just agree to everything. Mac SSD, continue. And this is it. So easy as any Mac install. Now we wait. I'm gonna be curious how long it really takes. These 20 minutes are bullshit, so everybody knows that. But I suppose, you know, the Quad i7 is still pretty good nowadays, so it's not gonna take too long. And here we are, guys, the setup screen of macOS Sequoia. Yeah, can you please shut up now? Okay. Welcome to Mac. It reminds me of the good old days with Snow Leopard and Leopard when they had the intro video. Man, those were cool times. Alright, so here it is. Ooh, and it's gone again. Okay. I think it's still loading something. Yeah, here we are. This is it, Mac OS Sequoia. And as you see here, it says OpenCore Legacy Patcher has detected that you are booting OpenCore from an external drive. So we have to do a very important step right now. That is to install all the kext and patches onto our SSD of the Mac. So we click OK. And it does the same thing again, as you see. Just this time it installs it to the disk. So it will ask us here, internal disk, and this is now here, this 120 gig SSD onto its EFI partition once again. Okay, here we are. So we're gonna ignore that right now. So once again, here's the patcher, the important program that you need to get the patching done. And now let's eject our installation disk, the USB here, and reboot the machine into the finalized Sequoia. Let's go. So this is now the first boot of the new macOS Sequoia on the 2012 MacBook Pro 15-inch. Oh, and this you might have guessed already. Yes, this is a matte display. So those were not too common. This is actually a MacBook with a non-glossy display. So if you're wondering, this is how it looks like. It says here, this is now the bootloader, right? Does it all automatically. Takes a couple of seconds to get to this stage. Here at the login screen, here we are. So now we have it. macOS Sequoia running on a over 12-year-old Mac. We go to about the Mac. There it is. It says MacBook Pro. It doesn't say the model year in this window here, but it is still a 2012. It works here with the 4000 Intel graphics, so this is also making it easy to run the later operating systems, because if it had a dedicated graphics card like NVIDIA or something, this is not always so easy to get working. So in this case, you're actually lucky if you have just a standard graphics. They might not be as powerful as the other one, but it's easier to get the operating system working. So first of all, I want to get the tap to click to work. How do I? Trackpad, okay. There it is. Now that works. Yes. Okay. So as you see, this is our settings application. I think it will come up with updates here at one point. Oh, we need to connect to the internet first. Yes, let's do that. I am connected to the internet, so I don't know what's up here. There it is. It works, as you see. So this is the Safari version 18.2, so the latest Safari. And here, Google, well, is basically flawless. There's nothing wrong here. I'm gonna do a couple of tests. So first of all, I'm gonna click around the operating system a little bit, and I already noticed something. It's a bit sluggish here and there. So, I mean, here the scrolling is fine. Oh, this is also okay. This is totally smooth as well. No problem there. But I do notice it here and there. This is pretty good actually now. In the settings, I noticed it quickly. It's a bit sluggish and a bit slow to react. You see here we get some stutters. Takes a little bit to load stuff, but honestly, I mean that's something not too bad. Like something you can definitely deal with if it's only in the settings. I'm gonna try to run a couple of other metal apps. So let's go into stock here. This is a metal application, so you're gonna see how the old computer copes with that. Yes, good. As you see here, works absolutely fine. First impression, of course. I'm gonna leave that open deliberately and open up another one. Why don't we open up the weather? I mean, I haven't used macOS in a very long time as a primary operating system. So I really don't know all these applications, to be honest with you. But yeah, I mean, look at that. Ah, here it is. I got a, well, this isn't too smooth, to be honest with you. But it got it done. It got it done. Yeah, okay. Why don't we go check how's the weather in New York City? Maybe it shows us a cool wallpaper or something from New York. Oh, no, it doesn't. I remember it did that at one point, or am I missing stuff up? No, okay, I think I'm mixing stuff up. But anyway, as you see, it works. We got no crashes. We got no glitches. It did load it, although a bit choppy, but hey, I mean, once again, this is a over 12-year-old computer. This operating system was never meant to go on here. So you always have to keep that in the back of your mind. What we're doing here was never intended by Apple. They cut off support long ago at Catalina. You know, this is now long ago. As you see here, this widget stuff. I know all the Apple fanboys always go crazy about all these cool functions, which Windows already had years ago, but just not going to talk about that. But here you go, display, that works. That's very important, so that works. Bluetooth is working as well. And let's see what else we can do. Screen mirroring. Look at that, this is an Apple TV in our house, so I could even do that. Very good. Although I think it could have done that as well on the Catalina operating system, but it's cool that it still works, I guess. What is phone mirroring? Is it that now with external display, or iPhone mirroring is not available in your country? How bad is that? What a shame. Now something you might be interested in is with Safari, a couple of apps open, and just the operating system, how do the resources hold up? Because after all, this is old hardware. Let's go into the activity monitor and check out our resource usage. Why is nothing coming out? Here we go. You know what I found so funny is how is this application still looking like macOS 10 Tiger? Honestly, this is so outdated. God damn it. Update this, please. But anyway, we got, man, look at that. The CPU is hardly doing anything. 3%, I mean, that's nothing. Okay, that's very good. So this Core i7 Ivy Bridge quad core definitely has still life left in it. Let's go to memory. And even that is not too bad. So I'm gonna say this is actually really good. We have 8 gigabytes of RAM, which I absolutely recommend nowadays to get at least 8 gigabytes of RAM in your computer if you want to run an operating system that's up to date, such as this. And it only uses 3.25, so this is absolutely fine with these couple of applications open. Really nothing to complain about, honestly. Let's go to YouTube, because I know this is something which you for sure want to know. Can it run YouTube? Because this is what we do a lot of times, watch some YouTube stuff, and this is what people, I suppose, still use these old computers for doing basic stuff like YouTube, typing up some documents, and nothing too hardcore. Why don't we go to my vlog channel here and load up a video. Let's load up a cool one here. Okay, I'm gonna be honest, this is not 100,000% smooth here. We got some little lag here and there, but still manageable. Why don't we go and play that video here. Sound works as well. I'm gonna mute it though, just to not get disturbed here. This is me. Hello. Right now it's playing at 480p, so I'm gonna crank it up to 1080p. Full screen 1080p. Yeah, it can do it, as you see. It had a bit of lag on animation. Well, this is a bit choppy. But doable. So as you see, it can play a 1080p YouTube video, although that is, I think, it. Like 4K, probably not. But not that you want to do that anyway, because is this even a 1080p screen? We'll check later, okay? But so here you go, 1080p video playback is doable. Got some drop frames here and there. And when I now try to switch around, it's a bit laggy, but really that's absolutely okay. Look at that, it completely recovered. Now it's smooth again. So even though, yes, this YouTube does take a bit of power out of it, and I could hear the fans now cranking up, you can still, like, check the stocks here while you do that. I have to switch back to YouTube. Man, that works great. Look at that. I have to remind myself, this is a computer from 2012. And the computer from 2012 still has a trackpad that's better than 90% of all new laptops. Stuff like that, switching around so quickly just with a trackpad. Oh man, that works brilliantly. Absolutely, look at that. So they did a good job there, I have to say, absolutely. And yes, we got some choppy stuff here and there, but honestly, it's not too bad. It really isn't. So, how are the resources holding up now? We got more memory used, obviously, because, well, we're playing back a video. See how the CPU is doing. Okay, the CPU is now at, still, like, not too stressed. Like, that's something that surprises me, honestly, but that's your CPU is doing not too bad here in this experiment. Gonna quit that YouTube video now, but I'm gonna try something else, right? So yeah, as you see, this switching back and forth is you got a bit of lag here. Yeah, look at that, bit of lag, okay, but I'm honestly not the biggest fan of Safari. I'm also not too big of a fan of Google Chrome, but I have to say it's a pretty damn good browser. So yeah, I'm just gonna download Google Chrome, right, and see if it is better, because one thing that Google Chrome is definitely good at is playing back YouTube on your regular PCs. Everybody knows that. So I'm gonna close out all of this stuff. Okay, so we got a bit of lag here. If we're doing stuff. But honestly, so far so good. I think you'd have no problem editing video on here in like DaVinci Resolve or iMovie. Just, you know, be a little patient here and there. I think you could still do it. Although you don't really need Sequoia for that, really, if I'm being honest. But if you want, you can do it. Where did Chrome go now? Here. Let's open up Chrome. Let's do all that. Check that. Overall workflow is pretty good. So for the last part of this video, I'm gonna try one more thing, and that is playing back the YouTube video in Chrome, see if it's any different, see how Chrome works, because obviously people use Chrome, so I want to know how it works, right? So, and then I'm gonna try to optimize a little bit, just to get rid of some certain things like the widgets, like this wallpaper, which takes out resources, and maybe we can get a bit better performance still. So yeah, this is the plan. But first, YouTube in Chrome. Let's go. No, don't sign me in. Freaking out. Go with Google as a default search engine. Right. Are you done now? Get all my data now? Okay, very good. So this resizing is a bit choppy here and there. This takes out a bit of resource, as you see. This sort of thing isn't too smooth. But let's go to YouTube, right? YouTube. Yeah. Take everything. We'll go back to my channel. Search for different video this time. Oh, this works already better. I can tell. It's a bit, well, it's basically pretty smooth, like almost perfect. Okay, check out that. This is when I went to LA. Let's go. Okay, this already loaded better, but is it loading at, oh, it's loading at 720p. Okay, let's do 1080 once again. Wow, look at that. I knew it. Chrome can do this sort of stuff better. Look at that. Okay, here you go. This is it. This is the proof. Like, I know I only watched a couple of seconds, but this is, from first impressions, way faster, way more responsive, way less choppy than Safari. So, even though I know it's no computer, you can still, look at that. Perfect. Easy to navigate around the YouTube video. Switch back and forth. Now, yes, granted, I have no stuff running in the background now. Okay, I get it. Let's open up stuff. All right. See if it still is good. Yeah, this is remarkably better than Safari. I didn't expect that, but here you go. I knew that something was better with Chrome in this case. Yeah, just chill. Freaking notifications. Also, the switching between full screen and not is absolutely smooth. So yeah, here you go. I think Chrome, we have a winner from this short little test of playing back YouTube. This is absolutely okay. But also just loading up web pages. Man, this works. This works absolutely fine. Look at that. No problem at all. Okay, I'm surprised that this works so well. And once again, I'm so surprised how this old computer still copes very well with the latest and greatest operating system. I mean, that's something really awesome, I have to say. So, as you saw, this worked really well. So let's do for the last bit here our optimization. So I'm gonna close out of everything for now. All right, yes, also you. And I'm first gonna try and get rid of this wallpaper, because I think this is this active wallpaper, which this, or dynamic is what they call it, I think. Is it that? I don't know. But what I know though, or this is like a video it plays, right? Or is it? Oh, well, it doesn't matter, it doesn't want to show. But what I know for sure is that this sort of stuff does take out a bit of resource, which is really not necessary, right? So I'm gonna go here with a ugly cyan, or oh, this is really ugly actually. Oh, this is even worse. These are all horrendous colors. Like, who chose these freaking colors? Oh my god. Give me a regular blue, please. This is a bit better, but hey, there you go. Also, one thing I wanted to check is what's the resolution of the display. So where do I go here? Displays. Okay, it's not even a 1080p screen, so 1680 by 1050. So not even necessary to play back a 1080p video on this, I suppose, but well, you can still do it to feel good. Another thing I can recommend to turn off is all of this stuff. Like, how often do you really use this, honestly? How often do you actually bother to click here and check what's the time in Tokyo? Or check like, oh, I want to know the Apple stock from right here without any additional infos or any kind of chart, right? Nobody has ever done that, I suppose. So why don't we get rid of all of this jazz here? And it will give us back some RAM. There you go. Nothing is here. And it will only pop up here that notification. So yeah, there you go. Also, I turn off Bluetooth. Also, the transparency. Well, it does look cool, like this, or where is another example here? This transparent stuff. This, as cool as it looks, it also takes out resources. No, it's only light and dark. Yeah, dark looks pretty good. I'm gonna stick with dark now. But it's not that I still wanted to get rid of this transparency. But where can I think it's under accessibility. Display. Reduce transparency. Here you go. Now, again, this doesn't look as cool, but it will definitely save some resources. And you can also do reduce motion. So that means it's not gonna do some fancy animations, right? As you see now. And this will definitely help you if you have a lot of stuff open. So now when we have some stuff open, the computer won't have to waste some processing power and RAM to play back some cool animations. You can get right as he does it faster as well, like from the feeling at least. But yeah, you will save yourself some resources. Let's go back into our beloved Safari and play back this YouTube video again. Also, Safari seems to be slower loading the YouTube page. Right? Place the ad. Just fine. Awesome. But I suppose Safari also doesn't work too bad. It's just a bit more choppy. Oh, it's even 1080. Okay. So there you go. Let's do the full screen. Still does the freaking animation. Just can't help itself, right? Safari can't help itself. Try if it does the same animation in Chrome. Open up the Chrome. Paste that in there. Yeah, I mean, honestly, this works so well. Nobody can tell me that, no, you can't use Sequoia on this for whatever reason. Like, why can't you? So here you go. This works. It works noticeably better on Chrome, I have to say that. Yeah, this works much better. So as you see, I'm gonna leave it at that. I think you get the idea. this was a total success. Not only do we have now the latest operating system, the latest Sequoia operating system on it, but also we get the latest security and whatnot. So that's also good. And also, it works so easily. You should try it out. And I think nobody uses a MacBook from 2012 anymore for some hardcore video editing or 3D modeling. They're gonna use it just for casual stuff, maybe as a secondary computer somewhere, doing video calls, YouTube browsing, typing up some documents. It is more than capable of doing that, guys. So if you want to try out Sequoia, by all means, please try it out on your old MacBook. It's definitely worth a try. And if you're thinking, hey, maybe I don't even need Sonoma, go 1 or 2 versions lower. I mean, they're hardly any worse. And maybe they won't be as resource intensive as Sequoia, but honestly, those like operating systems from the last couple of years, they were all kind of the same-ish from the resource point of view. At least I get the feeling. And I mean, what else can you wish for? This is the idle on a MacBook with a 3rd gen i7 processor, not even like 2% of use in idle, and like 4 gigabytes of RAM. Yes, okay, this is maybe a bit, you can criticize Apple, oh, it needs so much RAM, but if you have enough RAM, that's not even a problem. You can even put 16 gigabytes in one of these. So even if you want more RAM, you can still have it, and it will last you for another couple of years for sure. I can definitely say that with confidence. This works really well. So once again, huge thank you to all the guys who developed the Open Core Patcher, made it so easy to download and create and install Sequoia or any other new operating system on your old MacBook, and gave you whole documentation, what works and what doesn't. This is something I forgot to try out. Does the sleep mode work? It isn't in sleep mode yet, I think. It's still on. There you go. Now it's in sleep. Let's see if that resumes without any kind of problem. Well, that was instant. Yeah, and also not frozen, so that's good. So that also works good. So thank you for watching this video. If you have any questions, let me know. And if you have any different models and you have experience, please write it down below. I think people will find it helpful. All right. See you later. Bye-bye.